Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and a wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, I would like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budjimulinawl, everyone. Good morning. And Nalawa, welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this morning. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bullangai, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this morning. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here around about 250 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and fed their families from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they had done around the creeks here for the past 30,000 years. So this is not an ideal or some far-off dream. This is normal life for us and for the longest time. And there is no good reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, we're naturally happy, and normally very good at looking after each other and the planet. I would just ask that you share your skills with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident we can put together a world we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you graduate. I just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you.
I'm pleased to introduce the Dean of Students of Macquarie University, Professor Mariella Herberstein.
Hello everyone. I would like to thank Uncle Chris Tobin for his welcome to country. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners, the Wallumattagal people of the Darug Nation, who have been the custodians of the lands where our university is situated for millennia. And I'd like to pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging, and also extended respect to any Indigenous guests here today or graduates. This campus, the lands of this campus has been a location of learning, of tradition, of teaching for thousands of years. And the university is delighted that we've been welcomed to this country and that we are part of the continuing tradition of learning and teaching. So thank you again, Chris. Colleagues, guests, families, friends of our graduates, and most important, all of our graduates. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you here today at this graduation ceremony, and I bring our graduates and our guests a very special greeting from the members of our University Council, which is the governing body of the university, from the Vice-Chancellor and the Chancellor of the university. I really hope this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of us, particularly all of you. I've noticed as we walked in, a couple of kids and some very cute babies here. And I'd just like to shout out to all the parents that children are most welcome at these ceremonies. It's a long ceremony, and I think we have absolutely no expectation that the children will remain quiet throughout the entire ceremony. So please, if they are running around and making a bit of a ruckus, don't panic, stay in the room. We want the children to be here. We can also sign them up for the next course while they're here. And I can also assure you, I've chaired a number of committees, particularly the Academic Senate here, and those meetings were turbulent at times, so I doubt that your children could surpass the ruckus that some of those committees got up to. So today we are celebrating a wonderful achievement of you, our graduates. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination, perseverance, and you needed to make a lot of sacrifices. You've worked very hard to get here today, and you have every right to feel proud of what you have accomplished. And we as a university are just as proud of you. And I'm very pleased that in just a few moments I'll be able to congratulate each and one of you personally. I especially want to welcome the families and supporters of our graduates here today and the invited guests. The fact that you have been invited by one of our graduates to share one of their most important days in their lives is proof positive that you have been an important influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations and thank you for celebrating that occasion with us. As part of graduation ceremonies, we invite an occasional speaker, and it is my great pleasure today to introduce our occasional speaker, Professor Emerita Anne Curthoys, AM. Anne Curthoys commenced her PhD in history at Macquarie University in the late 60s, only the year after the university was started, and she completed in the early 70s. She was only the third person to graduate with a PhD in history here at Macquarie University. In the mid-70s, Anne established a Women's Studies program at the ANU, and she taught at the University of Technology for 17 years, returning to ANU as a professor of history in the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. She completed her academic career as an Australian Research Council Professional Fellow at the University of Sydney and retired in 2013. Anne has published on a wide variety of topics in history, especially Australian history. These topics include women's history, Indigenous history, cultural history, and Cold War history. As an undergraduate student at the University of Sydney in 1965, she was a member of the Freedom Ride, led by Charles Perkins, and in 2002, Anne published a book about the Freedom Ride, and the book was called Freedom Ride, A Freedom Rider Remembers. Her other books include with John Docker, Is History Fiction? And with Anne McGrath, How to Write History That People Want to Read, and with Jessie Mitchell, Taking Liberty, Indigenous Rights and Settler Self-Government in Colonial Australia. Anne has been recognised for her work by being admitted to both the Australian Academy of Humanities and the Academy of Social Sciences in Australia. In 2021, she became a member of the Order of Australia for her contributions to social history and research. I now invite Professor Emerita Anne Curtos, AM, to deliver the occasional address.
Well, I want to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the Macquarie University land, the Wattamatical clan of the Darug Nation, whose cultures and customs have nurtured and continue to nurture this land since the Dreamtime. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and future. I also acknowledge the presiding officer, members of the Faculty of Arts, staff, distinguished guests and graduates and their families and friends. I want to begin by congratulating all the graduands for being here, for graduating in person. When I gained my PhD from Macquarie in 1973, which is 50 years ago, which is something amazing to think about, I was living in London. I could not attend my graduation ceremony, and I've always regretted it, for in the long run, ceremony is important. You'll remember it, I think, for a very long time. I do recall my University of Sydney graduation ceremony for my BA in 1966, when we were all very formally dressed and all the female graduates had to wear a white dress, almost like we were getting collectively married. I can't remember, though, who the guest speaker was, and very likely in future years you won't remember me either. What you will remember, I think, is that this event marked a major turning point in your life, that you are entering a new phase and it's a new adventure. So I want to talk today a bit about Macquarie University in its early years, when the foundations were being laid for the education that you have all just had. I was a PhD student here from February 1968 to April 1973. And these were 5 very formative years, not only for me personally, but more importantly for Macquarie University, for Australian society as a whole, and indeed for the world beyond. It was a time of rapid change in ideas about racial equality, women's rights, Australia's relations with Britain, with the US, and especially with Asia. It was a time of massive cultural change in music, film, writing, painting, and television. It was a time of Australian involvement in the Vietnam War and of student activism opposing it. So Macquarie University, I think, was shaped by the times in which it was founded. In preparation for its opening to students in February 1967, the university gathered new academic staff very quickly. They came from many different places and academic backgrounds, and they had new ideas. As a new university, Macquarie was able to introduce new ways of teaching and studying that no other university in Australia at the time was doing. I don't know if you know that the semester, the credit point, and what we now call studies, as in environmental studies or Indigenous studies, were all introduced to Australia by Macquarie. Now they are just part of the academic system across the country. But not then. They didn't exist when I was an undergraduate. One especially important feature of Macquarie was the welcome it gave from the beginning to mature age women students who started flooding into it from the day it opened. Even more came after the Whitlam government abolished university fees in January 1974. It's interesting, I think, to reflect that whatever subjects you've studied in your arts degree, you will have received forms of teaching and also, very importantly, systems of educational support that were built on the foundations of those very early academic and general staff who were shaping a new and innovative institution. Now, I came to Macquarie in 1968 because it was here that I could gain supervision for a thesis on race relations, one where I could study in depth the history of the White Australia policy, which was then in the process of coming to an end, and the history of Aboriginal settler relations, which were undergoing major change. The year before, in 1967, Australians had passed a referendum to change the Constitution to allow the Commonwealth Government to legislate on matters specifically affecting Aboriginal people and to have Aboriginal people counted in the census. The yes vote on that occasion was a massive 91%. 2 years before that, in 1965, as has been mentioned, I had as a student participated in the Freedom Ride when Indigenous student Charles Perkins led a group of university students on a bus trip highlighting racial discrimination in country towns in New South Wales. And that was a foundational experience for me, helping me understand both the depths of racism, discrimination and disadvantage, but also the rise of Indigenous activism and the possibility for real change. I saw firsthand how astonished so many white townsfolk were that we were a bunch of mainly white students whose leader was Aboriginal. To them, the proper order of things was the other way around. I remember both the fierceness of the racism I saw, but also the strength of the Aboriginal people who opposed it, as well as the courage of the few white people in those towns who supported Aboriginal demands for change. I later wrote a book about it called Freedom Ride, A Freedom Rider Remembers. So, when I came to Macquarie in 1968, I wanted to understand how it had come about that Aboriginal people in New South Wales lived under the oppressive political, social and cultural regime that they did. Above all, I wanted to understand racism, why and how it arose, the impact it had on those subjected to it, and why it persisted into the present. My supervisor was Mervyn Hartwig, who'd gained the first PhD in Australia on an Aboriginal history topic at the University of Adelaide a few years earlier. Another of his students, who arrived the year after I did, was Lyndall Ryan, who was working on the history of Aboriginal settler relations in Tasmania and who later created the Massacre Map, an online map showing where massacres took place, which has attracted worldwide attention for its revelation of the extent of frontier violence in Australian history. So, Macquarie was a leader in Indigenous studies and Indigenous history in the 1960s, and I think it's continued to be ever since. With its present academic staff in the Department of Indigenous Studies and in History and other departments in the humanities, it maintains its high reputation in the field today. The work done here over the years, I think, has been crucial for a process that in recent times has come to be called truth-telling. It has provided the nation, I think, with a better knowledge base for thinking this year about the proposal to enshrine in the Australian Constitution the notion of an Aboriginal voice to Parliament. And that is actually only to emphasise the field of knowledge that I know more about. Macquarie has in fact been, I think, a leader in a great many other fields in the Faculty of Arts as well. So, just to conclude, I think each generation has its own issues, problems and opportunities, and I think you have all these in abundance. As a Macquarie University graduate, 50 years ago now, I have just this final thought to say to you today. Your future life and careers may not be quite what you planned, as various obstacles or changing personal priorities or unexpected opportunities lie ahead. But underlining these twists and turns as your lives unfold, I think is something very important that you take away with your degree today and that you will have for life. And that is pride in the values, skills and expertise that you learnt here that you can call on wherever life takes you. So I wish you all very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. I think that was so interesting to hear from you about your perspective of the history of Macquarie University and also your perspective on the history of racism in Australia, the plight of Indigenous people in Australia. And I think, as you said, as the country is contemplating the voice to Parliament, it's a great reminder for us to think back in history of what has happened as we design our future together with the Indigenous people in Australia. So please join me again in thanking Anne. So graduates, in just a moment, we will invite you up onto this stage to receive your degree. And I'll be here in the middle waiting for you and to congratulate you. There are a number of decisions you have to make. Hello. A number of decisions you have to make. We can shake hands, we can bump elbows, we can fist bump, or just bow as you wish. The decision I don't want you to make is to walk down these stairs. I would like you to walk to the end of the stage, where our acting registrar will then usher you swiftly around the corner. But as you walk across the stage, I know it's super nervous and there's always the fear of tripping, but do not worry, we have capable staff here who will assist you in this case. But as you walk across the stage, think about it as the transition of you studying with us, being our students, to the transition of becoming an alum with Macquarie University, the transition of joining a global network of academics, of people having completed a university degree. Maybe not as you're walking down, but maybe as you reflect on this ceremony in a few days. It's really symbolic, this walk down this stage. It really transitions you into your new phase and beyond. So as you then walk off the stage, you will walk into whatever your next steps are in your career, whether it is further study, whether it's employment, whether it's just taking a break, which may be also very important for you at this stage. So as presiding officer, I especially look forward to ceremonies such as this, and I now call on the acting registrar, Ms. Melinda Chadwick, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Dean of Students, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Dean of Students, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees to which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Dean of Students, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. I now call on Professor Chris Dixon, Executive Dean at the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Dixon.
Dean of Students, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff from the Faculty of Arts develop a critical, inquiring and curious mind. They work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems. They identify paths of research, analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they need in order to understand the world, past, present and future. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. This faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, education, English, geography and planning, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics, international relations, philosophy, sociology, security studies and criminology. Through transformative education, Faculty of Arts graduates are equipped to face social challenges with a deep evaluative mind, strong reasoning and a well-established ethical compass. They explore their creativity and passions while developing transferable skills like communication, critical thinking and digital literacy. These are skills that are extremely sought after by employers. To our graduates, as you reflect on the last few years, I'm sure you can all agree that Macquarie University is home to a wonderful community of people. The relationships and networks you have formed will continue to serve you well into your future as professional contacts, as academic mentors and as lifelong friendships. Dean of Students, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees or awarded diplomas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Annalise Chu. Isaiah Elshah Bini. Samantha Jones. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Education, Primary, Julia Genhua. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Education, Secondary, Isabella Agostino. Rania Allah Zawi. Elise Bond. Ben Booker. Justin Bull. Jake Campbell. Virubi Chen. William Clark. Chang'e Ding. Daniela Juna. Ella Hayward. Angus Hilliard. Rachel Hogan. Brianna Hewin. Benjamin Jackson. He Jew. Joshua Seung Hyun Lee. Hawk Mai. Nguyen Feng Zung Mai. Letitia Manilal. Aidan Marshall. Jasmine Matthews. Layla Muhammad. Amelia Nolte. Annalise Ombler. Jessica Wu. Courtney Roby. Laureen Sanunu. Taylor Shaw. Tegnor Singh. Zali Stamopoulos, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Chloe Tysest. Cameron Vaccarella. Dylan Van Bentum. Daniel Versace. Anna Simone Wanis. Georgia Elizabeth Williams. Joshua Woods. John Chern Jern. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Science, Michelle Atchison. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Education Secondary, Leila Debas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science with the degree of Bachelor of Education Secondary, Zoe Bolton. Kaylee Crosser. Georgina D. Camillo. Luke Eade. Alana Elliott. Ming Han. Keanu Pamente. Alana Reese. Tara Vidakovic. Ashley Young. Emily Zara. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Ancient History, Joshua Bastock. And And Joshua has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Eva Dioni Sotos. Gabriel Dolphin. Oliver Hastings. Megan Jones. Thomas Langford. Thomas has also been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Natalie Lawrence. Natalia Okishevich. Ashley Passfield. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Archaeology, Melina Apostolides. Jonathan Bennett. And again, Jonathan is the recipient of the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Amelia Berthold. Dominique Brown. Emmeline Clarkson. Anna Cowles. Laura DeRoy. Benjamin Dixon. Rahani Dutch. Lily Gosbell. Matab Hassanzada. Laura Yelovich. Dakota Lutra. Amber Morgan. Philippa O'Brien Pound. Jessica Odenthal. Roxanne Poole. Micah Richards. Well done. Nicola Ross. Nicola has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Vereen Sampson. Cameron Stafford. Ian Sullivan. Peter Sullivan. Mia van den Dolder. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Oliver Ashley. Lauren Berman. William Bryant. Robert Buttiglieri. Liam Cox. Gary Dowling. Robert Ewings. Callum Giffney. Georgina Jeremy. Xingyue Jiang. Luke Kozlowski. Harry Hanwen Liang. Rowan McIntyre. Hatice Umdich. Amy Pearson. Celia Piper. Rebecca Saxa. Catherine Safis. Callum Ward. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Secondary, Katie Pinetown. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Ancient History, James Didiz. Zachary Hale. Alana Karas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Indigenous Education, Elizabeth Bailey. Well done. Annika Fechner-Head. Well done. Katrina Hand. And Katrina has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Renee Phillips. Lisa Stevens. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Teaching Secondary, Penelope Blake. And Penelope has also received the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Catherine De Hare. Matthew Defina. Annalisa Dennington. Chanel Deo. Christina Themia. Madeline Harkin. And Madeline has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Ramin Kizel. Joelle Kim. Lena Coe. Karishma Kumar. Shannon Chia Mien Lee. Yifei Li. Premkumar Manangam Pandu Rangam. Jenny Nguyen. Kate Ross. Rupanjali Davi Sipol. Rupakshi Sharma. Hannah Soden. Ayalis Stubbs. Jessie White. Dean of Students. A higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training, and a major research project. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation for a doctoral degree. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Taylor Evans for a thesis entitled Protection or Control, the Campaign for and Introduction of Women Police in New South Wales. And we'll also get the supervisors up for a photo, Michelle. Nicole Forrester for a thesis entitled Voicing the Feminine, Female Impersonations in 16th Century Italian Letter Collections. Well done. Jonathan Love for a thesis entitled The Enigma of the Lamp and Bowl Deposits. Sarah Munsey for a thesis entitled Inherently Paradoxical, Representations of Indigenous Women in 19th Century Australian Exploration Literature. Well done. Genevieve Trimstra for a thesis entitled I Wish I Had Known That It Was Sexual Assault Earlier, Analysing Discourses of Power Through the Teachers' Consent Campaign. Well done. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford new evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Matthew Henry for a thesis entitled Economic Deregulation and the Australian Press from the 1970s to the 1990s. Mark's on his way down. Dr. Jodie Musgrove for a thesis entitled The Yangtze River Ran Red with Blood, Trauma, Post-Memory and Iris Chang's The Rape of Nanking.
Mum and Dad are very proud.
Dr. Michael Nichols for a thesis entitled Manhood and the Millions Club, 1918 to 1932. Dr. Amy Turner for a thesis entitled Caesar's Consort, Images of Livia in Literature from Antiquity to the Early Modern Period. Dean of Students, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Dean of Students, I call on Dr. Jodie Musgrove, who graduated today with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Dr. Jodie Musgrove.
Good morning. Dean of Students, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests. Firstly, to each and every one of you graduating today, congratulations. Whether it's a bachelor, a master, or a doctorate, it doesn't really matter. What you have done is exceptional. Every person in this room has been on a journey to get here. And it is a journey that has the capacity to both make and break an individual. I can say this because it has both broken me and then remade me. I went to university in Scotland in the 1990s, but I was young, I was foolish, and I did not understand its value, and I dropped out after 2 years. I did, however, realize my error and went back to finish, but I was clearly still young and still foolish, and I dropped out again with only 1 semester to go. Thank you. That made me a double dropout at 21, which is actually quite an achievement when you think about it. My mother, who had been paying for my failures, was the first person in our family to go to university, and she had used her education to give my sister and I a level of privilege and security that she had never had. Well, to say she was unimpressed would be an understatement. Now, I tried to put my failures behind me and carry on with life, and I did for a time, but never without a knot in my stomach and increasingly a chip on my shoulder. Watching my peers embark on successful careers, while leaving me working behind a bar, which definitely had its moments, but I just can't quite remember them. I then moved to Australia, to this amazing city, but it soon became clear that I had brought my failure with me. So when I had a change of circumstance 10 years ago, I knew what I had to do. I had to go back to university again. And I did. I completed a BA through OUA, then signed up for an MRes here at Macquarie, and today I complete the final stage of my personal journey from double dropout to Dr. Jodie. Thank you. There was never any great surge of emotion, no sudden or dramatic step change, just a gradual realization that the knot in my stomach has gone, along with the chip on my shoulder. I had broken myself, but I'd also now managed to fix myself. And my mother, well, she is sitting over there after arriving from Scotland as a surprise guest at my graduation. I think it's safe to say I'm finally back in the will. Now, you have all heard my story. Clearly, I am in no position to give advice, but may I make a couple of suggestions nonetheless? When speaking to other people about your graduation or your qualification, don't overstate it. They may not see value in your achievement or may not have had the opportunity that we have all had. But may I also suggest that when speaking to yourself about your achievement, don't understate it. Because whether you go on to have a 40-year career in your chosen field or never open an academic textbook again, what you have achieved today is truly life-changing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jodie. I'd like to add perhaps the perspective, then rather than seeing your various attempts as failures, they were really the attempts that led you on the path that in the end got you here and hopefully gives you a lot of joy in your life. And we all try things that don't work for us at that moment in time. And just be chill about this. This happens. You'll see in your next steps, you'll try a few things. They may not work, but they will set you on a path, a better knowledge about yourself and a better knowledge about where you want to be and what you want to do. So again, congratulations to Jodie, congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Omnia babina
This superb performance was brought to us by Angela Brewer, who is the founder and artistic director of Coast Opera Australia. So please join me again in thanking Angela. We have a few people to thank for this ceremony today. I'd like to thank our organist, Heather Moyne-Boyd. And Dr. Chai Changing for the performance on the Chinese transferred flute. Today with us we have a number of representatives of our alumni community and staff who come back for graduations to help out. I would like for them to please stand in the audience and join me in thanking them. Finally, unbeknownst to you, we have a team of technical staff in the back who make sure that the proceedings run smoothly, especially the recording and transmission of this ceremony, which will be in the internet forever for you to come back and view over and over again, should you wish so. So thank you to all the technical staff. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is not the end of our association. From today on, and for the rest of your lives, you will be part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni community. It's a network now that spans over 214,000 Macquarie former students, and the network spans the entire globe. We will certainly keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office, and we hope that you will come back to either alumni events, come back for further study, or simply just to visit our beautiful campus and to remember, catch up with friends, and remember the time you've had here. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. So I urge you to commit yourself to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I urge you to set ambitious goals for yourself, and don't be afraid to not achieve those goals initially. They will still set you on a path. And I urge you to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. My hope is that as a graduate of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned here not only for your own benefit, but also for the benefit of the community. I hope that you will always remember the people who have helped you along the way. Many of you are here today. So in acknowledgement of their contribution and to thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, could all graduates please stand? Now please place your testament on the seat behind you. Turn to your families, please, and give them a mighty round of applause. Now you can turn around again, but please stay standing and keep your testament on your seat, because here on the dais are representative of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey. Please join me in thanking them. So graduates, there's just a couple more things on this agenda. First of all, I'd like to just do a summary of statistics. We had 100% of successful walks across the stage, but only 2 fist bumps. And I think Registrar will improve that next time. Graduates, do pick up your testament. We don't want that to be left behind. You only get one, apparently. Soon, the official party will leave the graduation hall, followed by the graduates. We would like to invite everyone to join us and the graduates around the corner for some light refreshments. Apparently, the arancini balls are fantastic. Could I now ask everyone to please stand? Again, graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations, my very best for your future, and I wish you much happiness.